in a fresh escalation. What Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has essentially stated reportedly is that the US is going to unveil fresh sanctions, economic sanctions on the Iranian government. And Secretary Bessent said that these sanctions in themselves are going to collapse the Iranian government, and there's not going to be any need for fresh military escalation or military push. Remember, this is coming in just a couple of hours after US President Donald Trump also in a similar tweet mentioned that there will be very heavy economic sanctions that will be unveiled upon Iran. And it's not just the Iranian country on which these sanctions will be unleashed, but he also said that any entity, any government and any country that supports or aids the Iranian government or the country of Iran and helps them financially or in any other way will also face these economic sanctions. Remember, China has reacted to this latest piece of news reportedly, and it is said that these sanctions are not going to sort of help in resolving the war. And of course, the Iranian side has castigated the US government and of course its spokespersons who have spoken about these economic sanctions, suggesting that these are not done. And in fact, they also say that these are illegal and inhumane. In fact, if I were to quote Mohammad Ghalibaf, the Iranian parliamentary speaker, he said that Iran must plan to overcome these cruel sanctions after US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent announced these economic sanctions. And he said, and I quote, "If you look at resources and raw materials of Muslim countries, you will realize that our enemies are coming to plunder them. So we must plan for cruel sanctions in this situation so we can overcome them." Remember, he's currently on a trip to Iraq. So, of course, this fresh escalation is not going to be militarily, but of course, there will be economic sanctions from the US side first, and then we'll have to see how the Iranian government responds to those sanctions. And of course, on the back of that, we're seeing oil cross that $93 mark as well. And of course, there's been volatility on that front too.